Nola Film Scene.
Hello, welcome to Nola Film Scene with TJ and Plaideau.
I'm TJ.
And as always, I'm Plaideau.
Hey, welcome back to Nola Film Scene. We are back.
We are back.
Season 2, kicking off. We took a little break for the holidays, catch our breath, tidy up some stuff, and now we're back. We've got quite a few episodes already recorded. We're going to start dropping episodes again on January 24th. Alicia Liu, actress, is going to be our first guest.
Circle
we have
buddy.
Several others.
She's a circle buddy. From the
Another,
circle
she is indeed another friend from the circle exercise. And in fact, her and I were in the same circle exercise. It wasn't just Brian this time.
Yeah.
Because a lot of our guests have been circle exercise participants.
Yeah. Season 2, there might not be as many circle exercise guests, but it's not like we're giving up. I'm still taking
That's
mine
right.
next week. Number 20. My 20th
Number
circle
20.
exercise.
Wow, that's incredible.
Yeah. And it really does help dig to the depths of your emotions. So that's all we're going to say about the circle. We don't want to bore you.
That's right.
2024 is looking very good.
Some of our guests include my coach and mentor, James DuMont, also Billy Slaughter. It was really awesome to sit down and talk to him. He's going to be on. Creek Wilson.
Yeah, the Creek. And Mahoney.
And Mahoney. Caleb Nakan.
Yeah, Kimberly.
That's right.
Coburn. Yep.
Kimberly Coburn.
I love the diversity that we have of age ranges and experience ranges. You know, we have people who just started out like us. We have people who've been in the business for a long time. Older people like us, you know, it's so funny for me to say that. 53, I'm older. And a few young guns, you know. We just want to bring you different perspectives on the career, the path, the craft of acting, and the journey that it takes, and the dedication, and all the trials and tribulations that we can share, and the good points and the bad points. So it's season 1 was great. Season 2 is looking just as great.
That's right. Something that I've always done. We've talked about everybody's origin stories, how they got into the industry, what sparked that interest for them. And something that I've always done and still do to this day, whenever I watch something, whether it's a TV show or a movie, I look different actors up on IMDb and I'm looking at their origin stories. Like, how did they get started? What was the first project that they were credited on? And talking to these different actors and actresses that come on, it's kind of the same thing. I love hearing people's origin stories, how they got their interest for entertaining, how they got into the business. And we explore that a lot in season 2. And each and every guest that we talk to has a very different perspective and a different origin story. And they all have just been incredibly fascinating to me. Everybody we've talked to, when we left the interview, I had that feeling like, oh, that was such a great interview. They were such a great guest to talk to. And I just can't wait. I wish I could drop all of them at once so people could binge, but they're all going to be very interesting, I think, very fascinating. I think we've got some good content coming up. And I've got a couple of episodes ready to drop on YouTube. So we're going to start dropping the video versions of the audio podcasts that we've already released coming up here very soon.
You mean they're going to get to see my pretty face? No.
They are indeed.
Oh, these poor people. Just like you're saying, talking to people about their different journey, the path to acting. I never would have thought how diverse it could be. Keep using the word diverse. Oh, you want to be an actor, you go train, you get an agent, you start booking roles, you know, you get on TV. That's how simple it is. And it's the furthest from the truth. We've people like Tavon fell into the good stuff. Hey, how you doing? Here, go have a speaking part. We have other people who rack their brains and fight, and just still trying to book. It's in some ways it's a crapshoot, but you have to train and be ready for that. Luck is opportunity plus dedication. I'm probably paraphrasing the usual phrasing of that, but I know people, like I worked background with him. It was on One Night in Miami. He's like, I'm going to be an actor. It's like, cool, who you study with? Oh, I don't study. I don't need that. Like, okay. I haven't heard from him since.
Wow, good
Might
for
be
him.
doing great. Maybe he just doesn't do social media, but it's like, yeah, you're going to have a problem. All right, dude, I wish you the best. And that's not like gatekeeping, like you can't do it without this. Because I was talking to someone and he wants to be an actor. And I told him, he goes, how do I get an agent? I said, well, hang on a second. You've got to find ways to study. Even if you just start on YouTube, there are acting, you know, people with experience, not just people who just teach. Start with something, start learning, start investing in it, but also just absorbing all the material you can. You know, it's a way to start. And every day is a choice. Like we talked about with Anne, you know, which you will hear later. It's some days you just don't feel like doing it. You know, Even people who are, you see on those TV shows and movies, yeah, wow, they must be living a great life. They are struggling. They are working. It's a gig economy. They're fighting.
That's right.
It's worth it. It's fun, but it can be really tough.
That's right. And speaking of tough, we're trying to find our balance going forward. When we first started this podcast, there were 2 strikes going on, the Writers Guild strike and the SAG-AFTRA strike. So we had to tread very carefully about what we talked about projects. We didn't want to step on toes and do anything wrong. Now that the strikes are over, people are a lot busier. Auditions are coming in. People are working. Film projects are kicking off. So to strike that balance, we're looking at probably doing every other week for episodes at first, and then we might go back to weekly. It just depends on scheduling because we're both working more now. So it's a challenge sometimes to get the episodes edited and then dropped. So if we find that balance, we might go back to weekly, but at least in the beginning, I think we're going to plan on doing every other week.
Yeah. Just so 2024 should explode with auditions. Should. We're crossing our fingers and everything we can. And we're not auditioning, we're training. Not at training, we're networking. We're doing everything we can to make this our career so I can quit my day job. Please, Lord, please. It's time.
That's right.
It's time. But yeah, we want to bring you as much content, even though I don't like the word content much, conversations as we can. We may explore other ways to do this, whether maybe a movie review, maybe some other types of podcasts, murder mystery, things like that. We really enjoy bringing this to people, and the feedback we've gotten from everyone that they really enjoy it just spurs us on to do even more. But
that's right.
There's only so much we can do.
I'm very flattered and honored by the reaction that we've been getting. It's been very positive. I don't know, maybe people are practicing what my mom used to say. If you don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything at all. But so far, the feedback has been positive, and that gives me the energy to keep going and moving forward. Even if there's one person out there that listens and enjoys it, I feel like it's a good thing that we're doing. And you mentioned it, you touched on it, some of the things that we have in store. We are talking about doing either a side podcast or Patreon only content where we react and review different movies or TV series. And my idea for that is not just a generic review, because you can find reviews everywhere. I want to look at it more from the standpoint of an actor and the way these different performers are crafting their roles and kind of focus on that. I think it'll be kind of fun to look at it from that angle. I mean, we'll still do review of, give an opinion of the show, but I want to focus more on how are they doing it? How are they bringing that performance? Because that is what fascinates me. Everybody's got a different approach, and they're all right.
Yeah. And it could be something like we're mostly watching shows on the internet now, but back on cable, there were remote dropping shows. So you'd be flipping through cable and you'd see Jaws was on. And I knew it so well. So if it was before the Indianapolis speech, I'm stopping. So you're going to hear Quint talk about that. We may just highlight those things and talk about what the actor did there or how that made us feel, or look at the technique, or wow, wait a minute. Things like that. You kind of sparked my imagination with those words, TJ. That's awesome. That would be very cool.
Yeah.
Maybe some reviews of, here's a trailer for this new movie.
Yeah.
Willy Wonka just came out with Timothée Chalamet. I haven't seen it. I've heard a lot of people like it, but I don't think he's got the killer quality that Gene Wilder had. When you watch Willy Wonka, especially as a kid, but Willy Wonka, as Gene Wilder played him, you knew that if one of those kids died, he'd be like, meh, you know what I mean? He was vicious. He was ready to, too bad. So it might be a great movie. I haven't seen it, but reviewing trailers could be a very cool thing too.
Yeah, that's a good idea too. I like that. And we have a couple of other things in store as well. I'm writing, and one of the ideas I have is, and Brian mentioned it, an audio drama separate from this, separate from Nola Film Scene, true crime, real life crime stories told through the medium of an audio drama. So we're going to be reaching out to different friends that might be interested in getting involved and reading some scenes for that. So that'll be coming down the road.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Unless we book something like Star Wars, then I probably won't have time to do a lot of things.
Then we won't. Yeah. Then
we have to make that the priority, but we enjoy this so much. We love doing this. We love sharing. We love talking to our friends and meeting new friends and entertaining people who listen. So we just want to throw this out there, kick off season 2, whet your appetite a little bit for what we're going to be serving, and can't wait to show you what we've got.
Strap on your helmets and buckle up your seatbelts, because it's going to be a fun ride for sure.
It's going to be a bumpy ride.
How's
That's
that?
right.